What's going on, everybody? Fall in, at attention. You are locked into another episode of the Husker Army podcast, brought to you right here by the great folks at Hurrdat Sports Network. And, of course, everybody over at the Husker Army Facebook fan page. Make sure to hop over there, become a member if you can. Awesome group of folks, great conversations. You'll never be disappointed. Try to keep a lot of the drama and turmoil out of there. Sometimes it seeps through, though. Can't help that. We're Husker fans. So if you're watching this on YouTube, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Helps us a lot on the algorithm with the channel. And, of course, leave a comment if you can. We'll get back to you right away on it as soon as I see it. I promise you. And then, of course, the last thing, that sweet merch. You get a chance. Hop on over to shop.hurrdatsports.com. Get yourself some Husker Army podcast merch. Become enlisted into the Husker Army. We got the shirts, the dad and trucker hats, the stainless steel tumblers, the coffee mugs. I think what I'm thinking about here is we may be taking off the tumblers or the coffee mugs, getting some hoodies put in there. I mean, it's starting to get to that time of the fall. Oh, yeah. It's going to start needing hoodies. So hop on over to shop.hurrdatsports.com. Get yourself and listen to the Husker Army podcast. Really appreciate it. So we're going to roll right into it. I am Brian Knutzen. With me, as always, former Husker wide receiver and multi-time national champion Kenny Cheatham. Our recruiting guru, Matt, he is stuck at work today, so that sucks. Matt was really looking forward to this for the simple fact of not just talking a win, but our guest today, everybody. We've got former Husker black shirt, like almost as recent as you can be as a former black shirt, Phelan Sanford. Phelan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Appreciate you guys having me on here.
It was a no-brainer, dude. As soon as I saw you posting on Twitter or X, whatever the heck you want to call it, I was like, I got to reach out. I mean, that's that name I remember. Just so many things that he did for some of the gloomiest times in Husker football history. This man did everything he could to bring it back. So I was like, yes. When you said, yeah, I'll come on, I was like, oh, man, this is going to be great. So, I mean, I got to show everybody the graphic. Like I said, I think I'm going to roll away from that listed graphic from now on. This may be a little more generic, but hey, you get a bigger picture of the guest. I like it. I don't know. I'll just go with that. I like it. That's all I mean. So, I guess, guys, let's roll right into it. I mean, we get to talk about a win here at 28-21 over Northwestern in Lincoln in what is always, no matter what, and Phelan, I think you can attest to this, you play Northwestern, throw those records out the damn window because it is going to be a screwy-ass game. And we could talk a lot about the officiating, which, by God, we are. But was that par for the course for what you remember your time here, Phelan? Just every time playing Northwestern, you always got the best shot from them, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a ton of respect for Northwestern. Always did when I played. It's cliche to say, but yeah, they're a bunch of smart guys. So they're going to be extremely disciplined. They're going to have a game plan. They're going to be able to execute. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to have to force those mistakes out of them. So anytime you play a team like that, you got to be on your A game and try to sneak out with one for sure.
Yeah, and I honestly, look, Kenny, I was at the game, bro, and anything anybody's saying about how the officiating looked on TV, I'm going to let you know right now, so much worse in person, dude. So much worse. Like, I cannot believe these guys are officials. I don't know where they got their training, where they got credentials from, but it's all, I'm sorry, I'm blaming this one all on the refs for as close as this game was, but we got it again. Another close game with Northwestern, having to go down, make a game-winning drive just to go up 28-21 when we were up 21-6. So, Kenny, it's a win. We're bowl eligible for the second year in a row. And notice how there was no storm in the field this time. The expectation has moved on from there. It is going back up. So are we trending forward, Kenny? It's another one-score win. And this, Phelan can attest to this. That's not normally good for us in recent history.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we are. I mean, why? I'm going to always say hopefully we are with everything we do that's positive. I mean, sometimes a win is a win. It might be ugly. It might have those things that went on in this game, but the fact that you came out with the W is the most important part. It's like I explain to people, whether I win by 1 or whether I win by 50. You're holding the L. I got the W. It's like when you and that's it. It's like when you're playing Madden or something. Whether I beat you by a field goal or extra point, the trash talk is still going to be there. You get to hold the L. I get to hold the W. So, I mean, it is what it is. But it was a slow game. We could have done more offensively. I think so. I think personally. I think once again, as we've said, the defense the last couple of years has been the shining light for the team. Bend don't break. I mean, outside of last week where we had our little troubles, but offensively we didn't do anything to help them last week. Mm-hmm. So it was just good for them to get the W, regardless of how to play and officiating. But to get it, and when we've lost so many over these last couple of years, which goes back to that shirt, that we almost always win shirt. Yeah. Maybe we can start getting rid of that shirt, So let's see.
Yeah. Look, before I get into where I need to make a public apology and eat my words, which I already did right after the game Saturday, Phelan, I wanted to talk to you real quick about like the one score games, man. It was the talk of this program ever since Frost's first year. It was a little bit talked about before Frost was here, but not near as much. And to see what you guys went through in those one score games over years, it's astronomical. It's baffling. You don't know how the hell something like that happens. And I can't even imagine the type of questions you guys had for each other as it's happening in real time. So now you see that this season, I believe somebody had put the statistic, we're 3-1 already this season in one score games. So you see that type of turnaround. And like you said, your senior year was Rule's first year. Is this what you already saw writing on the wall from that your senior year with Rule being his first year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a confidence thing more than anything. And when you get like in the rut that we were in those games, I know people say it all the time, the here we go again thing. And like being on the sideline, being in the games on those teams, like it never was that. Like we weren't thinking that. I mean, we believed we were going to win, but when it happened so often, like you had to fight that thought in your head all the time. Like you would be standing on the sideline, something would happen, and you're like, nope, it's fine. We're going to move on. We're going to find a way to win this game. But you did have the little voice in the back of your head that you couldn't get rid of, and you knew 90,000 in the stands had that same energy coming down to the field. And so it was, yeah, you tried to stay positive. And I mean, most of the team, I did think we believed we were going to win. But besides the belief, it's just a confidence thing. It's saying, I'm going to go win this game. It's a guy coming into the huddle completely calm. I wanted to comment on Dylan. Like his poise, his presence, his confidence. I mean, that spreads across the whole team. And the way he wants to be on the field to go win a game. Love that. I thought this last game was the most impressive game from him in terms of his presence and his poise.
Absolutely. I would have to agree. And because Dylan was able to have kind of let that mind settle down in that game, and that was because the offensive line. All right, this is where I'm going to eat my words and make a public apology. After that Minnesota game last week, everybody knows I was extremely critical of the offensive line, not the coaching, the players themselves, because everybody had said that Raiola's not coaching them right, blah, blah, blah. I was like, guys, we have seen this happening since 2005. This has been a 20-year problem. So you're not going to tell me it's been every coach and not the players each time. No, I'm sorry. So I was extremely critical on them. And one individual in particular, and that was Pritchett. the man that transferred here from Bama, they all proved me wrong. I was absolutely wrong, and I admit it 100%. I own it. So everybody on that offensive line, and especially Pritchett, I apologize. Not a single holding call, not a single false start call. If I can remember correctly, not a single one for everybody on that offensive line in that game. So, and I think they may have allowed 1 or 2 sacks. I eat my words, and I apologize to every single one of you. I was completely wrong. So, offensive line play, Kenny, holy shit. I mean, dude, we've seen these guys give up 9 sacks alone against Minnesota last week. To give up 1 or 2 this week against Northwestern and actually create a pocket. They were opening some holes for Emmett. Some, not a lot, but some. That was by far the best game I think I'd seen them play this season.
I would have to agree. I mean, we've seen it. It's not like everything we complained about was we all didn't see it with our own eyes. I mean, we literally saw it. So to see them play a game like that, not how can I say this without sounding critical of it? But it's not a bash.
No.
I mean, it wasn't something where you were left in awe of how they played, but to see them play a game where we can get some things done offensively without it being just total devastation from another team against our offensive lineman, which is disrupting our offense, was good to see. Now, I did see the one play where Buddy got bulldozed and they sacked right over. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. He just bull rushed him, mushed him, and sacked the quarterback. I mean, it was insane. But it's good to see them have a decent game, a good game. Maybe they can continue on it and improve and build a little confidence. But we'll see. And like Phelan said, I just want to touch on something he said, which I'm glad you spoke about it. The confidence factor of I don't think people knew you guys thought the way you did when the games were close. I'm pretty sure, because myself included was thinking, I know they have to be like, oh, here we go again. You get what I'm saying? But for you to hear you say that, it changes. I think that will change a lot of people's narrative of how the team felt during that time. It just instantly changed my narrative about how you guys thought at that time. But like you said, that little voice was there because I can tell you, for me, I'm sitting there like, I'm just waiting for it to happen.
Yep.
It's coming any second. I'm just waiting for it to happen. And I would literally say, bop, boop, there it is. Whoop,
there it is.
There it is. So, I mean, it's great to hear that because the difference between winning and losing is sometimes an attitude and a thought process. And this is what I explained to everyone, like during our time there. What our expectation was national championship, point blank period. I never went into a game saying, oh man, this is going to be a tough game. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I'm just speaking of. It was like, oh, we playing Texas. We playing so this is good. It was like, nah, let's go out here and destroy these boys.
Yeah.
And go back to Lincoln and do what we do. So, but to hear you say, hey, we knew we had confidence we were going to win it. Then unfortunately something happened. I mean, that was good to hear from you because it changes the narrative for a lot of people on how they perceive it.
Absolutely. And especially now being around the fans more, watching games, like I
hear it
way more now. I mean, I hate to say this, but my fiance is one of the worst. She, like, every time that something bad happens, she's like, oh, we're going to lose. There's no chance. I'm like, it's a second quarter.
My mom said last night, I can tell those Huskers going to lose by the first quarter because how they're playing. What's going on?
Well, they tied it up 21, and she was like, oh, we're losing. I was like, it's time. And she's like, yeah, but we're pretty much losing. And I'm like, well, we're pretty much winning too.
Thank you. Thank you for looking at it glass half full, Phelan. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Yeah. And look, I got to admit, during those turmoil years, I was that guy once in a while. It's like, oh shit, here we go again.
I can't blame any of the fans for the thoughts that they have. I mean, we validated their thoughts for 5 years. So
that is true.
I mean, now we have to, the boys out there on the field have to change it.
They're working on it. I mean, we can all see that they are absolutely working on it the best they absolutely can. And man, I'm with Kenny though. I've got to admit that makes me feel so much better to hear you say that you guys never had that thought process going into any game. So, because yeah, Kenny and I, Matt, I mean, everybody that we had on this podcast up until now that things are turning around in one-score games, we kept saying the same thing. We're like, we were just sitting during the game saying, when's it going to happen? And when it did, there it is. There it is. And so now it does make me wonder if curses are real, because if these guys weren't believing that this shit was going to happen to them, they weren't manifesting this. There was some damn curse somewhere, somehow. I don't know if somebody buried a Colorado jersey under our field or something. I don't know what happened, but I'm believing in curses now, 100%, because these guys weren't manifesting it.
No, absolutely not.
Damn it. Oh, God. All right, so we must have made peace with some of the football gods because, like I said, 3-1 in one-score games this season. These are games we would have found a way to lose. Something would have happened. How do I put Dylan's interception? Wow, I don't even know who or what he was looking at, but that was one of those things that would have happened in the past with about a minute to go in a tied game at our own 30-yard line, where we pretty much just gifted them field goal range, and they're just going to run it down to the last 5 seconds. Get out of there with the W. But I can't express how much more proud I am of this team this year and their resilience. Like you said, Phelan, Dylan's presence on that final drive to go down there, I believe he was 4 for 4 on third down or something. It was some ridiculous stat, one he hadn't had all game long. Let's see. I think I've got his. Oh, crap. That's not his. Where is he? Where's Dylan? There we go. All right. So he went 16 of 22 for only 141 yards. He had a QBR of 54.8. That's might be one of his worst all season.
Yeah.
The one touchdown, the one interception, and that interception, that was the one I was just like, oh, damn. But you're right, Phelan. The way he looked in that second half, especially that final drive, that's poise. That's what you want. And it seemed like the team fed off that.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, when he makes a mistake like that and kind of puts the hand up, pounds the chest, says that's on me, doesn't like put his head in his hands, doesn't go sit on the sideline, put a towel over his head. He's like, yeah, I messed up. We're going to get another chance and I'm going to make up for it. I think that's something that, yeah, in like my years, where we'd kind of go into a full panic and we're like, oh, we need to make a massive play right now or we lose this game. And football, I mean, those things happen. And football is extremely situational. And Coach Rule talks about this all the time. Like winning the first 8 minutes of the game, the middle 8 minutes, and the last 8 minutes. Bad things are going to happen. Interceptions are going to be thrown. There's going to be fumbles. You're going to have a holding. Something's going to happen. Not every snap is going to go your way. But if you can control the first 8 minutes of the game, set a tone, and then just play football for a while, and then the situational stuff, the last 4 minutes of the second quarter and the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, if you can win that and establish it, and then if you can win the last 8 minutes of the game. And I thought this game there's no better example of it. Because we won the first 8 minutes, we won by 7.
Yep.
The middle 8 minutes, we won by 4. And the last 8 minutes, we won by 7.
Wow. Yeah, it came to fruition.
Yeah. I mean, we win those situations by 18 points. So all the bad things that happened in between, you make up for it situationally.
And they did. They completely made up for it. I mean, black shirts were able to bail him out on a couple of occasions. Actually, the black shirts bailed Dylan out on that interception pretty much immediately. So, I mean, Donovan Jones was Johnny on the spot there. And, man, that's what real quick again, Phelan, the tip drill, man. What's it like in practice, and is that exactly the way it's practiced?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's as close as you can replicate it.
I was sitting in the stands and in real time, real speed from where I was. Wasn't sure he got his hands under it. So I'm still cheering, going nuts. And then immediately I'm looking up at the replay screen. I need to see it. I'm like, did he get it? And as soon as I saw it, I was like, yes, that's completely under it, full control. That's a pick, everybody. So offensively still, though, you've got to give so much credit to Emmett. I mean, ridiculous what he's done this year, especially with the struggles the offensive line has had. We said he had, on the way to the game, he had to have a minimum 20 touches, minimum, after only getting 14 against Minnesota. He had 27 carries for 124 yards, 2 touchdowns, little over 4.5 yards per carry. And then you got Isaiah Mosey. He had 3 carries for 28 yards. So, I mean, that kid's got a bright future. But going back to Emmett, wow. I mean, hallelujah that he decided to stick around after toying with the idea of leaving. Oh, my God, how different things could be if that had happened. But, Kenny, we've talked about Emmett numerous times. I mean, almost to exhaustion. We've had him on the show. He's just a great young man. And in my eyes, Kenny, I think he's getting everything that is owed to him right now. And he's taking full control of his own destiny.
Yeah. He's playing well outside of last week where the team didn't play well.
Yeah.
You can't put that on him. And like when I spoke to him after the Michigan game, I just told him, continue to work. And I told you, I spoke to him, run hard. This isn't on you. This was a team loss. So, because he had been doing so well the previous games. I said, so you keep working, you keep turning your legs, one cut and go. You're going to have to figure out as the running back and as a player to make plays yourself. The thing I love about how he plays is he's not the fastest, he's not the shiftiest. He just goes and get it done. And the thing I like, which impresses me, is he doesn't stop turning his legs once they try to tackle him.
Oh no!
And he gets the little first downs when we need them on stuff like that. If he's someone who just takes it and falls, then we wouldn't get. He gets us a lot of first downs by continuing to turn his legs.
Yeah,
fighting hard, and he's falling forward. And that's what you want from your running back. That's what you want from any skill position. You want them falling forward, and defensively, when you're tackling, you want them falling backwards. So that's a good thing I like, and I just like how he's playing. And if you can get him going, it opens it up for Raiola, and vice versa. Football is a team sport. I mean, how much can we all say it? Defensively, your D line's not putting pressure on that quarterback. You're not freeing up the rest of the second backers and secondary to do what they do, and vice versa. I mean, so it's just good to see him do well.
It is.
Absolutely. I thought a massive play in the game was that 3rd and 2 in the red zone on the very first drive, where he made about 5 or 6 guys miss and fell forward for a first down that he never should have got.
Yep.
I think that play was massive. Just something small that happens in the first quarter that was the difference in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. One of those small things. You go back, if you watch the entire game, that's probably one of those things you wouldn't even take note of as something that was very significant as far as the outcome of that game. Something so minuscule, something so minor that it doesn't compute for it to be such a huge part of that win. So, yeah, I mean, Emmett, my God. Yes, I mean, I text him after almost every single game just to offer some words of either encouragement if it was a loss or express how proud I am, and I'm sure how most of Husker Nation is of him. So it's always great to talk to him when I get the chance. And Kenny, you were able to talk to him at the Michigan game. He's a great young man. And Phelan, I believe he came in as a freshman in your senior year, correct?
Yeah, I think I had 2 years with him.
Okay.
Emmett, unbelievable dude. just to let all the fans know they see how great of a football player he is. But he's an awesome guy to be around. He's a locker room guy. Loves everybody. I mean, is the same person around all the guys in the locker room. You know, some guys are like, if you're a walk on or you don't play much, like starters don't really talk to you type of thing. I mean, he's best friends with every single dude on that team. Just an awesome energy around him. And yeah, so for all the fans that might not ever get a chance to meet him, just so they know what type of guy he is, incredible dude.
That's good to hear. That's good to
Yeah,
hear.
I hope everybody gets to meet him. Honestly, I've been lucky enough to meet him at least, I think it was a couple times in person. And yeah, he acts. Actually, I take that back. It's not an act.
So
he's known you forever. If he's met you once, he's known you forever. He will talk to you. He will not cut you off. He will not say, "Oh, I need to get going" or anything like that. He will let you talk, and he's genuinely listening.
Absolutely.
You don't get that a lot. You don't get that a lot.
Hey, well, let me say something real quick.
Yes.
I'm glad you said that, family. To you guys who are starters or scholarship players, and you're not really speaking to the walk-ons or the guys who's not starters, cut that shit out. Because I will tell you personally, that's not how we roll.
Yep.
That's unacceptable.
Absolutely.
We all rock with each other then, and we all rock with each other now. From whatever number last man on the roster to the top dog, we're all still friends, and we all still rock with each other. There was no separation, because guess what? They're going to practice just like you. They're putting it on just like you. Their blood, sweat, and tears just like you.
Yep. They went through Matt. It was just like you.
Yep. Yeah. So that was one of the things that we had culturally that was just unmatched. And it's not me being the Husker fluffer, because I'm not that. Bro.
Oh, no,
definitely not that.
I'll tell you that, Phelan. Kenny is not the rah-rah guy.
Not the homer. Like, we go out there, I'm saying we're going to get our ass handed to us. It is what it is. But that's just, to hear that kind of was like, that was a little disheartening, because that's not what Nebraska football is. That's not what we were. That's not how we roll. That's not how we get down now. When we went back for the Michigan game, everybody from walk-on to starter was lit up, showing their brothers love. What's up? What names? Everybody. What's up? Blah, blah, blah. Nothing's changed. So
as if time hadn't passed.
Yes. So they need to cut all that out and rock with each other and be friends.
Yeah. And
when you're friends, you hold each other accountable. Yeah.
The amount of emphasis that Coach Rule puts on that too, for everyone to know everybody's names. Like when new guys come in, he'll come into a position meeting room or something and ask one of the old guys, "Hey, like, what's that freshman's name? Like, does he have a girlfriend? Where's he from?" It's everything. If you can't answer, like, shame on you. Like, if you don't know that your teammate is engaged, or you don't know what high school he went to or something, shame on you.
Yeah. That's knowing the dude. That's knowing your brother. That's knowing the dude that's fighting next to you.
Yeah,
it's simple. It's simple. People might hear or see that and see him doing that and be like, "Oh, what is this about?" It means something.
It does. Absolutely.
It means something to know your boy. Elkhorn Express. You know what I mean? The Scotts Bluff Rhino. I mean, the Cozad Flash. I mean, each other. I mean, that's just what we would do. Oh, this dude's from Norfolk. Oh, snap. I mean, the South Dakota Jet. I mean, that's just the stuff we did. We picked at one another. I told Brian all the time, tell him, we picked at one another. Oh, look at it,
Oh, yeah. Dude, Phelan, they've done it on the podcast, man. We've had former teammates of Kenny come on with us during off season and talk about their journey, their time here, what they see coming on the horizon. And man, when these guys, if I could put on camera the stuff that we talk about and the things that happen off camera before recording, oh my God, I think we'd have a whole nother show on our hands.
OnlyFans it.
Oh God, dude. Some of the things they will talk about and some of the things they still remember so vividly together is ridiculous.
Because we're friends. That's the point. That's the whole point. Yeah. Video games, fishing, all that crazy stuff. Hey, let me tell you a quick story. It's pretty funny. It's how horrible. This is how hilarious we were. So a couple of teammates had a house on Vine Street. Hear me clearly. On Vine Street.
I just walked by there from the game yesterday.
Just past 27th. So in between 30th and 27th.
That's right where I live.
On the right hand on the right hand side, it was on Vine Street. Check this out. So we're out there sitting on the porch, sitting on the roof, beers, Black and Miles, doing what we do.
The 90s. Oh.
Doing what we do, just chilling on Vine Street. You know, everyone sees us. Phone rings. Oh, no way. Y'all cannot be out there like that.
Was that Coach T?
The coach is no way. You guys cannot be out there like that.
Oh.
But you get what I'm saying? Because we were friends. We're sitting on the roof, dogs in the front, chilling, having a blast. Music playing, shirts off, so everybody's diesel. Knock that off.
Coach not having it, huh?
It's like, hey, can't be out there like that.
Yeah, that's days before the cell phones, social media, I mean, all that. So, yeah, you're getting rang up on a landline, dude. You're like, nope. No. I would have been like, I know who that is. I'm not answering that. You answer it.
Can't be out there like that.
Like, I'll even go out on a limb, Kenny, and say, the guy right behind you in that picture, number 10, Mr. Mike Minner. I'd have been like, Mike, you answer that phone, man. I'm not touching that.
Well, you know, Mac 10, Mac 10 didn't hang with us. You know, Mac 10 was a real church dude. So
really?
Mac 10 was like, a little bit. He didn't cuss or anything. Mac 10 was real straight up dude. He'd say sometimes he'd be like, shucks, shoot, rest of us got with it. You know, we're about all that. We want all that. We want all that.
Did you have a lot of that, Phelan? A lot of guys that were, kind of shied away from any foul language or anything? Because to me, it's baffling in this type of sport that you don't. Because emotions run so high that sometimes you'll hear Rule drop an F-bomb during halftime speeches or after the game. So is that anything you really experienced while you were here, Phelan?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a large team. You got a little bit of everything. I mean, so you're going to have, the guys that absolutely don't cuss or don't drink, don't do anything. And then the complete opposite of that. And you have everything in between.
The heathens. Yeah, we're here. We're here for it.
You got everything.
Heathens make the team go around. We want all that.
Example, Kenny? Maybe T-Far?
Yeah,
maybe
crew of us. We wanted all that. We was with everything.
Farley might be one of those examples, dude. I'm just saying.
Free smoke. It was free smoke.
Definitely wired different. And he'd say that. So I'm not saying anything that would hurt his feelings. He'd say, I'm just wired different.
Yep.
So, all right. So, I mean, offensively, and then you look at the receivers. Hunter. I mean, my God, that catch he made for that touchdown, you can't be any closer without getting it. So Hunter finishes the day with 6 catches, 70 yards, the 1 touchdown and a long of 26. So he was averaging just under 12 yards a catch. Nice. And like I said, that touchdown he had, that toe tapper, ooh, boy, you can't stretch any farther and get it. That's for sure. But Dane had a decent day. He was targeted only 3 times, but it seemed that those 3 times were very big times. Luke only had 1, but it was on that opening drive, I think it was. Emmett had a couple. Ja'Cory Barney only had 3. The thing I'm worried about with Ja'Cory is it just seems like we need to get him the ball, but every time we do, we can't get him going. It's like something happened. He trips or slips, or somebody misses a quick block and they get through. Something is preventing Ja'Cory from just letting loose and going scorched earth on defenses. And I don't understand it. I don't know what is going on there. It feels like a curse thing again, Phelan, but it's not, because he don't. That's the last thing Jacory believes in. He publicly said that. He's like, we don't believe in that type of shit. That's nothing. Although hopefully no longer wearing all whites to an away game. I'm starting to believe that one now. So, but you look at the receivers. Hunter had a great day. Key had a pretty good day. Lindenmeyer came in big, even with it was just that one catch for 15 yards. I got to defer to you first on this one, Kenny, because it's the receivers, man. If you go back and look at that touchdown catch that Hunter had, it wasn't the best placement by Dylan. It wasn't. Hunter bailed him out on that one. He really did. And did he ever? These are plays that I haven't seen receivers for us make in a while. We've had great receivers over the years, but it's been a little bit.
He made a play. Football is about making plays. I think a lot of times people make the game harder than what it is, but a lot of times it just comes down to people making plays on both sides of the ball. It's about making that tackle, getting off that block, catching that ball. Everything's not picture perfect. The ball isn't going to be placed right in your hand every time. If you're in position to catch it, you make the play to try to catch it. How many times have you guys watched the game, and I'm speaking from an offensive player standpoint, and literally watched a quarterback throw a ball? I'm not saying everything's perfect. And it might be a yard or two in front of the receiver, and they don't even dive, reach out, or try to make a play. And then it's like, oh, the ball, this and that, low overthrown. No, he should have. You can judge where the ball is going. You launch and you try to catch it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like, I'm not trying to catch that. It's not perfectly in my hand. So he made a play. I'm glad a guy made a play. And the result was a touchdown, a difference maker in the game. So, I mean, it's good to see that, man. It's good to see them making plays. And going back to the Barney thing, like I said, I want to see him down the field.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the
bubble screens
and
all that.
Gadgets and gadgets. Hell, get him upfield, run a slant.
Yeah.
See if he can catch a 3-step drop, slant, boom, 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 and catch it and go in stride. Because to me, that's saying they don't think he can get off the ball. And I'm looking at today's college football, and I'm saying these guys really don't even press.
Not really, no.
No.
And I look at it, especially with guys lined up off the ball. I literally said, oh my God. How much of a field day would I have had lining up off the ball?
Oh.
I mean,
we would have been a passing team for that game, that's for sure.
I mean, because I literally lined up in practice on 101s one day, and they were like, yeah, just line up off the ball. And the look in those DBs and safeties' eyes was like, no, he's got a couple yards on me.
Yeah. I've never
I was like, ooh wee. And they just shook their head like, God, we know what's coming. But no, I just want to see them try to get him in the ball upfield. Instead of the silly stuff. That gets redundant to me.
Yeah.
You're making him a gimmick gadget player. And I think they even said something on the broadcast. Well, Brian, they said something on the broadcast about it. Yeah, it's like the gadget guy. And I'm like, nah, you don't want to be known as the gadget guy.
No.
Give me the ball down the field.
I agree. I'll play.
That's kind of how they treated Wandale.
With deep passing concepts. Don't have a lot of time.
Right.
Is one thing. And then two, you play a team like Northwestern, those DBs are going to be 55 yards deep, keep everything in front of them. Type of defense. So you run into that a lot in the Big Ten, super conservative, safe defenses that are going to keep everything in front of them and wait for you to mess up. But that's what I would love to see him. Yeah, just on some go balls or a catch and run thing. Some drag route, like a 3x1, send the 3 all on verticals, bring him underneath. Try to get the DBs to drop first, not let all 11 guys see him catch a bubble or a handoff out of the backfield. Get them spread out a little bit and get them the ball in space. But talking to your point on receivers not making an effort for the ball sometimes, Dane Key, I'm going to use the Oreo method here. Energy he brings to the team, leadership, incredible. One play he had at deep ball, I believe it was a post. I thought he went for a PI call. He jumped back into the DB, and I thought he could have just focused on the ball, laid out, and made an attempt for it. Because the ball looked a little overthrown. That's why he didn't get the flag, was because the ball, they ruled it uncatchable because he jumped into the DB trying to get a PI call. And then, but his blocking, I think, is something people don't see. He's out there putting DBs on their back all the time, all game. Like he finishes dudes over the tops of piles. He puts DBs on their backs. Yeah, I know every team we play, the DB room has to mention him and how he blocks.
Ooh, see, that's something we haven't heard, Phelan. That's what I like. You're obviously paying attention, watching the games to a lot different things than, like myself, a common fan is. Me, if I'm watching on TV, my focus is right at that defensive and offensive line to see if there's going to be any false starts or any offsides. I need to see if there's holding. I need to see if there's a hole opening up. But the fact that you can look at something like that and be able to read it like that, see, that's the type of things I like to hear. It gives me more of an insight as to what you guys see as players.
Yeah, I think it's very much dependent on what you played, for sure. So, like, I
up to high school, that was it.
I want to watch DBs and receivers get after it. I mean, I'll watch the replays and then I'll watch the line after run play. I was like, oh, was that power inside zone? What'd they run? So then I'll do that. But when I'm watching a game, I'm watching the secondary, how they're moving. I like the safeties, but versus quarterback battle with disguises. That's what I'm paying attention to. And then, corners versus receivers. Always paying attention to that. Anytime I see a receiver on a crack block, that sticks out to me like crazy because I know he's coming to get a safety. And I want to see if that safety's ready for it. Dane's blocking has impressed me all year, and especially yesterday.
And we got a real one from Kentucky, that's for sure. I mean, basically trade him for Dante Dowdell. Nothing against Dante at all. I think we got the better of the trade. So,
Dowdell went to Kentucky?
Yeah, we're loaded at running back. So, I mean, it sucked that Dowdell left, but it's not like it was going to diminish or demolish, for that matter, the running backs room. So we needed a lot of help at wide receiver, and we got it in a guy like Dane Key. And you're right, Phelan. Those are things you don't normally get to see, is the downfield blocking, what he's doing away from the play, because you don't see it on TV. Now, when you're there in person, yes, you're absolutely right. You get to see the extra things he does every single play he's in there. And sometimes it's not even to his side. For all he knows, that ball's clear the hell over 20 yards to the other side and possibly 40 yards downfield, and he's still doing his job on the left side.
Yeah, that's just man on man at that point.
It's amazing that you've noticed that, and I'm glad you brought that up because, that is not something normally fans get to see or actually sometimes even care about. Usually some fans just want you to be that playmaker. They just want you to go out there and catch the ball, catch touchdowns. They don't care if you block or anything. Well, I got news for you. If they don't block, some of those runs after catches, that's not happening. Wow, I love the collective. That was perfect. All right, so quickly we'll talk about the black shirts. It was better than Minnesota. To me, it was better than Minnesota. My eyes, they were gifted 14 points, Northwestern was. And they came up with the plays when they really, really mattered. Now, that long run that Northwestern had where I don't know what the hell happened on this, Phelan. How the hell did everybody just all of a sudden look like a magnet pulling everybody into the middle of the formation in the pile? And there's the running back going right outside, gone, 57 yards. I was like, I thought he was bottled up in the middle. What the hell happened? Like, even our DBs went to the middle. They didn't stay out and watch the perimeter. Phelan, that's something you wouldn't have done, I don't think, man.
Yeah, I mean, those are hard plays. I don't know what the call was. I wasn't in the meetings all week, so I can't put the blame on somebody.
Yeah.
I know we had an edge. Camlin Hart was out there. He was did his job incredibly well, besides, in my opinion, find the ball with his eyes. I mean, he took his tight end and was just driving him to squeeze the edge, but just didn't have his eyes on the ball to be able to come off the block. But yeah, also don't know the call, but probably should be someone outside of him. I don't think he would be the edge of the defense for sure. But I mean, maybe that corner had that tight end man and his gap was inside the tight end that Cam Linhart pushed down. So maybe he was trying to fit in there, and that's why we had no edge. But yeah, it's a tough play because they're trying to go in the middle, and so you got to show up if it does. I mean, I had a similar play in Wisconsin on a 3rd and 1, and I was a post safety actually, but it's Wisconsin on 3rd and 1. You don't need a post safety.
No.
And so I went flying up the middle there, and luckily I did because I was the only one there to stop it. But yeah, so not knowing the call, not being in the meetings, not sure exactly what went wrong, but yeah, that was my view. Was we had an edge, just bad eyes.
Yeah. And Kenny, I believe I'm just gonna call him like your godson or whatever at this point. Old little Buddha, man, Javin, he got one thrown literally right to him. I mean, I've never seen a defensive person not even have to shuffle feet from the snap of the ball. He was standing. His 0 is exactly where the guy threw it. Javin never even moved a muscle.
Hey.
So
he was going for the middle of the 0, huh?
Yes, he was, dude. I swear to God, he thought Javin was the receiver because it was a bullet right to him. There was no mistaking. We wear red jerseys, not white. So I don't know where the confusion could have been for their quarterback, but wow. Javin getting that one at a crucial time.
Mm-hmm.
Crucial time we needed that. So Blackshirt stepped it up, in my opinion. Now we're still, hell, Phelan, I'm going to defer to you on this one real quick. I just got to know what, as a fan, I've got to know what the hell is wrong with the defensive line right now. What are you seeing that we're not getting that push? We're not getting that pressure with our down linemen, and why are they getting pushed back so much now? I know they're a little lighter.
Yeah, that was going to be my first comment. Is our D-line small for sure, especially for the Big Ten. We got a lot of pass rushers. Our edges are pass rush type of guys, not so much run defending guys. It's tough. They get moved, and so to combat that, Butler has it. They do a bunch of stunts. They twist and move around, which is what you have to do if you have a smaller D line.
Yeah.
But that can also, that can twist you into a TFL, and that can twist you out of a 50-yard run. So,
which we saw.
Yeah, it goes both ways. So you got to do it because we're smaller up front, and you just got to hope the play calling's right every single time.
All right, yeah, because Kenny, we've seen it all season, man. The lack of pressure being applied by the defensive line, it's almost non-existent this season. And after we were spoiled so much last year with Hutmacher, Robinson, guys like that, I mean, good God, that was something I hadn't seen off of our defensive line since like 2009 with Sue and Crick and those guys. So it's like, good God, that's something we've been wanting for a while. And I know they've been trying like hell, but for some reason it's clicking. And now we don't really have it again this season. I'm like, what the hell? Okay.
Well, that's because you don't have two big bodies.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the size makes a difference. I mean, with that type of defense, you can go speed, but you're going that speed for however many snaps against size.
Yeah.
Size is going to win every time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's
It's what Coach McBride was good with doing.
That's
He was
mathematics, man.
Able to find that mix of size and speed. He
We
was
were
able
huge,
to figure
Brian. That's what people need to understand.
You guys also had speed.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how big and fast we actually really were. And this isn't me bragging. No.
You can go back and look at the tape and the statistics. It's obvious.
People have to understand that if you were constantly getting your ass whooped by Miami and Florida State, whose programs you built, who were what? Big and fast. That's why Coach Osborne was like, we have to catch up. I'm not stuttering. I'm like, catch up. And I was talking, you know what Will High said, Coach, you need that.
Yeah.
I mean, these dudes, you know, you look at Jason and you, I'm gonna say this. Watch this, Phil. Brian finally met Terry Keneally at the Michigan game with me in person. How big is that dude?
Dude. All right, Phelan, first off, I'm only 5'6", dude. So I'm like a hobbit, man. I'm short, but holy hell, if Keneally isn't like a damn skyscraper to me, dude. And then I stood next to Adam Carricker. No. I look like I was their kid.
And these dudes are like, and Adam was after me, but Terry Keneally's like 6'6", 6'7.5".
Yeah.
So these dudes are like 6'6", 6'7".
A full foot taller than me.
285, 290, 300 pounds moving.
It's not
these dudes
fair.
Are coming. Christian Peters about 6'3", 285, 290. These dudes are coming. You know what I mean? So we were big, very big and very fast, but we played a different defense, 4-3, when they switched over to 4-3.
Right.
So we had hogs coming at you that was big and fast, and on the end, we had dudes coming at you that were extremely fast, 265, but big, fast. Our smallest position were our linebackers.
Yep.
After the 94 year. That's when we went a little shorter. And that was Jamel, Octavius, you know, all those guys, Eric, Tony, you know, those 6'2", 6'3", you know, 220, 215, 210 pounds. But was blazing. Jamel was 4'3". You know, I mean, Eric Johnson, 4'3". I mean, you're looking at all these guys who are moving. So, but that pressure we had from that, and then you have these dudes coming at you. That's why our Rovers and our wheel linebackers led a lot of times in tackle.
Well, yeah.
Because they were up and the quarterback didn't have a choice. You go to make a choice. That running backs really had to make a choice. And our secondary, that's why a lot of them had a lot led in a lot of tackling.
Well, that's what I think after any game I had a post-game press conference or something, I made sure I mentioned Ty and Nash. Because like playing that rover spot, we played a lot of cover 2 and stuff out of it. And I'd come as the run through in Tampa or something. And which is a tough position against the run. I mean, you don't want to be in Tampa 2 against the run. And that Tampa run through player, you got between the hashes from line of scrimmage to the end zone. That's you. And so you got to be able to run with a seam up the hash, and you got to be able to make a tackle on a run play that's less than 3-4 yards. And so being able to have, guys like Ty and Nash, like those little linemen ain't coming off those double teams. So like, I'm not getting blocked.
Right.
So I would, those dudes made my job extremely easy. I think myself and fans took it for granted when we had them guys here. The difference they made was unreal. I mean, Nash didn't have 10 tackles a game, but he would take up 3 blockers, and Breimer and Nick Henrich could run around and do whatever they needed to do without being touched.
Yeah. And like you said, Nash getting 2-3 guys the whole game, that's what would free up Robinson.
Right.
You had to pick your poison as an offensive coordinator and an offensive lineman, period, because it was like going against Sue and Crick back in 2009. Yeah, you can double, triple team Sue, but then you're going to let this guy loose right here. So what are you going to – Crick ended up having a career day against Baylor that year because all Baylor did that day was double and triple team Sue. Crick ended up with like 12 or 13 tackles for loss and like 4 sacks or so. It was ridiculous. And he never replicated that. But they showed what happens when you just focus on one guy instead of trying to focus on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't got the talent to block him, I mean, that sucks for you. But pick it. Pick the poison. What do you want to do?
Right.
This is on
It makes
you.
a difference. It makes a difference. So not an offensive line doesn't really have to double team anyone during the block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We can go mano a mano. And then someone's free because of the size. You're going to have a lineman free.
Yeah.
Let's not, let's not. Yeah.
All right. We're about toward the end here. We're getting toward that hour mark. I like to keep it around there. We don't waste a whole lot of people's time. Real quick, Kenny, I wanted to touch on this because I know kickers are your thing, dude. You love these guys to death. You pray to God we get a 5-star kicker and punter every single year. I mean, I know there's a lot of sarcasm. I apologize. A lot of thick sarcasm coming off there.
Ohio State.
Oh, boy. Northwestern in Ireland.
Yeah, no.
Okay. The Ireland call, that was Frost's call. That wasn't on the kicker.
I'm just mad at Buddy. I'm still mad at Buddy that tripped over the scene. Oh. That will live in infamy. You know what I'm talking about, Phelan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still a GIF, dude. It's still a GIF. You can type it into your phone, and yeah, it's still there. I don't think that's ever. I feel so bad for him in a way.
Michigan State.
Was it Michigan State?
Michigan State.
Two returners. Yeah, they had 2 returners. Punt to the right. Everyone and their dog ran to the returner on the right. Ball was on the left.
And that turned that whole game.
Is that the one that set me off? That's the one that set me off, wasn't it? Bro?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, I guess if you went back and watched our episode on that one, Kenny blew a gasket, dude.
Everyone was running one way and he kicked it the other way. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You don't get me started. No, we missed the field goal, man. I can't even be mad because they've been playing so well this year.
About kickers, I'm going to show you this graphic, Kenny. That young man we got there from Australia, Archie Wilson. Look at that. 2 punts for 111 yards, averaging 55.5 yards a punt. The longest was 58. 1 inside the 20, and one was a touchback. Okay, it took me a second. I was like, what the hell's TB?
That touchback had a chance to be down, too.
Yes, it did. Absolutely right. So, Kenny, we can finally say we shouldn't have to worry about kickers right now. Knutzen may have missed his field goal, but look, nobody's perfect. Chris Brown wasn't perfect at his time here. So, I don't want to hear it. We've had some of the greatest kickers here. They weren't perfect either. But I saw this post from Sean Callahan, and I couldn't believe this. Posted this last night. Archie Wilson has only allowed 1 yard of punt return yardage all season. Nebraska, on the other hand, has 260 yards of punt return yardage on the season. That is a huge stat in my eyes because, Phelan, your time here, man, it was rare we would return punts. It was almost automatic. You go out there, fair catch it, just make sure we don't fumble.
Yep.
So that is a stat I can't believe right now. And obviously Kenneth Williams, his second half kickoff opening return for a touchdown. My God, great job there. Like they said on the radio call, whoever's doing the new play-by-play with Damon Benning, he swore he counted like 10 or 12 different defenders on Northwestern lying on their backs from our kickoff return team. Like they were laying people out for him. And we knew this was coming. He'd already shown flashes of this. That man's going to have a hell of a career by the time he's done here. So, special teams, thank you. You have won us games. You have not lost us any games. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Phelan Kenny has gone off so many times about like field goal kickers and
I feel bad for Phelan. I feel bad for you because your experience in college for playing in Nebraska should be a whole lot better than what it was. But the kicking game failed you. And that's the truth. We've lost so many games because of kicking mistakes and special teams mistakes that it's ridiculous.
And we don't expect you to like down any
don't
teammates
go
of yours
into it. I don't
either,
want
Phelan.
you. I'm just saying because it goes back to what we said at the start of this. Almost, we should have won. And if you look at a lot of that, it was stuff like that kept us from winning the game.
Yeah.
So I sit back and say, I've always said, man, those poor cats. I know they're what I say, Brian. I know they're pissed.
Oh, big time.
I know they're pissed. But your teammates, you're not gonna say what you want to say, but I'm gonna say it for you. It was ridiculous. Yep. You guys should have been in a lot better position than what you were, but that part of the team failed us a lot. And it had a domino effect on a lot of how the season went at times.
Yeah. And case in point, against Northwestern, I don't know what this was. It was a year, like our starting kicker got hurt, our backup kicker got hurt. We had like a third or fourth string guy in there, and it was against Northwestern coming in to try and attempt a game-winning like 26-yarder or something like that. It wasn't pretty, but it went through.
That was Lane McCallum. That was a DB.
There you go. We had to have a DB in there kicking because we were just so decimated at that position. It seems like that is a position you should never have an issue at as far as personnel.
And we've struggled the last umpteen years with that.
Big time.
Big
time.
Like what's going on? I mean, I thought they were just playing their I thought they were just playing their silly kicker games on the sideline doing practice. Spinning the ball and kicking it.
There was a year with Coach Frost that we wouldn't we'd go for it on 4th and 6 from the 25 because we're like, we got a better chance at getting this 4th and 6 than making a 40-yard field goal.
Yep. I remember those.
Yeah.
It was the truth. It absolutely was. It was not anyone knocking who our kickers were, but it's what we had.
Yep. We had an unreal amount of kicker injuries, which I don't even know how that happens.
Exactly.
But my whole time there, we had 2 or 3 kickers constantly in rehab.
What the hell? I don't get that.
Yeah.
How does that even happen?
Don't even. Oh my Lord. Goodness.
Kickers in rehab.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing in the playing pool? I mean, how do you hurt your leg? You pull a hamstring.
Oh, he had some guy just got ran over.
Yeah, you're not there in practice getting smacked around.
No.
You're in rehab.
A couple times in games they did, though. I remember that.
Yeah. That's their blue moon. What, you tweak your back getting out of the hot tub or cold tub? I mean, come on, man.
I told you, Phelan, he loves his kickers, man.
Come on, man.
He loves kickers.
Would you tweak your angle at the twerk party? I mean, what's going on here, man?
I'm not disagreeing with anything.
That's crazy.
Phelan cannot not confirm nor deny anything that's being said right now.
Nah, don't do any of that. But that is absolutely nasty work and diabolical that you have kickers in there doing rehab. I mean, what have you done to get rehab other than look horrible in your uniforms with big calves? I mean, with sloppy shoulder pads. Come on, man.
All right, we'll get into Husker social media, and I said we'd get into the whole Big Ten referee crap, and I figured I'd just save it for the social media part because that is 3/4 of the reaction on social media from Husker Nation. My God. Wow. So we'll just go through these really quick because I want to get us out of here. We got this, the Field Generals of the Week, and we are done. So let's start it off right here. Former Husker Blackshirt himself, Prince Amukamara. I'll say it again. What Coach Eckler has done to the special teams at Nebraska needs to be talked about more. That is all caps. Prince is right. And what Eckler's done, it has been a complete 180 with that special teams. I mean, like you said, we just talked about how in the past we would lose games because of poor special teams play. Now we're winning games because of great special teams play. We're getting returns for touchdowns. We have blocked field goals. We blocked punts. Our coverage is night and day from last year to this year only. What Eckler's done, I tweeted it out right away after the game. I was like, pay that man whatever. And whatever he wants, give him a bonus and a raise right now because we need him to stick around. So appreciate that one on Prince. Let's see here. Shabbat. I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to pronounce that, but sure. Stressful W, but we're bowl eligible and got the W. Absolutely. Straight, sweet, to the point. I agree. Bowl eligible for the second time in 2 years. 2 years straight, excuse me. First time since I believe they said 2015 and 16 that we went to 2 straight bowl seasons. So trending up. All right, what do we got? Pavelka's Fat Uncle. I love this account. It's usually a parody thing, but sometimes what he says is spot on. So that's 4 wins in games they've typically lost and 1 bad loss. It's been ugly, but progress? Yes. I've got to say that's progress. As we've said throughout this entire season, Kenny, these are the types of games that, and you can attest to it, Phelan, in the past, something would happen and we'd find a way to lose this type of game. So they turned it around. I like where they're at. They're figuring out how to win these games instead of, shit, what's going to happen that's going to cost us this one? That's what I want to see. So moving along here, Husk guys. Watch. Oh, here we go. All right. Watching Nebraska football games is the best way to find out about penalty calls that I never knew existed. Quote unquote abrupt movement, 5 yards. I agree. Really quick, I'm going to touch on that abrupt movement. I had to Google what the hell the definition for it was. I don't know if what the answer gave me was wrong, but if the answer it gave me is correct, that's not a defensive penalty at all. That is another way of saying false start on the offense, and it's a 5-yard penalty. But abrupt movement was not talked about at all as a defensive penalty. So I'll give my little 2 cents on the officiating. I hope Big Ten follows suit like SEC. The crew that was in that Auburn game last week, they got suspended for the bullshit they pulled. Big Ten needs to start doing the same thing. And I wouldn't mind Big Ten during replay letting a mic be in the replay booth at the headquarters, just like the ACC does. You hear everything that the replay teams are conversing about back and forth during a replay, from their replay booth at their headquarters to the guys that are in the booth at the game to the referees down on the field. I want Big Ten to do that. ACC adopted that from the UFL. I think that's a hell of a thing to do because you know exactly what the hell's going on and what they're looking at. So if you go back and I want to know what they were saying during that apparent first down that Northwestern got. That it's obvious it wasn't, not even close, no control of the ball until he was back behind the line to gain. I want to know who said, yeah, that's a catch, that's first. I want to know who said that, and I want to know in what context it was said. That, to me, that is unacceptable. There's so many more things you could talk about in that game. I heard a couple Northwestern fans griping about the final pass they had should have had a holding call on the receiver. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that at all. You don't get to cry because we had way more than that missed on us or called on us. I don't want to hear it. So, oh, God, it heats me up. And right here again, Matt Reynolds over on X. Abrupt movement, they're just making stuff up now. I agree. To me, that's what it felt like. I'm in the stands. I'm like, I never even heard that call in my life. Never. And I've been watching football that I can remember in memory for 40 years. I'm 43, so I'm going to say I probably don't remember crap from till I was about 3. Whatever. Adam Carricker. These refs suck. Just straight to the point. You damn right, Adam. Absolutely agree. Husker wave. If I'm Matt Rule, I blatantly blast these refs post-game and accept a fine. Hold this conference accountable. That was unacceptable. That one I've got to agree with. I would take the fine if I'm Rule. I think it's, a $15,000 fine, Phelan? Something like that. Okay. take it. Rule has it. Take the fine, dude, because somebody needs called out on that one. Now, real quick, Phelan, is that something you guys were told to stay the hell away from talking about as players during your conferences? Or were there consequences for you guys, and what were they if you did talk about the officiating?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm not sure what the consequences were, but yeah, it was a complete no to ever say anything about refs in a press conference. My thoughts on it is the refs don't care who's going to win the game. So I don't think there's any bias. I thought they were poor. Yeah. And I thought from the jump, like the head referee just on the mic seemed like he was searching for words. Like you have a specific script of how you're supposed to say this, and this. And there's multiple times he kind of like stuttered over the words or pointed the wrong direction or like said a weird phrasing of things. Like he would get the call right or whatever, but he just said it weird. Yeah. I thought some of that was odd. I did think that was a holding on the last play. So I'll agree with Northwestern there. So it goes both ways. Yeah, I don't think they were biased. I think the outcome of the game turned out the way it should. The better team won. So I don't think the refs affected the game in that regard. But yeah, I will also say being a ref is extremely difficult.
Has to be.
And I got a lot of respect for him just because it's not a job anybody wants. I mean, everyone's going to hate you every time you go anywhere. That's got to be a tough life. So I do respect what they do. But yeah, I thought the crew was poor, not biased, but poor.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm right there with you as far as when he would talk on the mic, numerous times he would confuse which team the penalty was being called on. He would confuse the number. He would confuse the call itself. There were people behind me like chirping. They were like, is this dude drinking on the job? What's going on? Like, I mean, sometimes you had to wonder. And then I had to know what was going on here. We're just about out of here. I apologize. Quick story. While I was at the game, it was the fourth quarter. It was winding down. That whole referee crew walked over to Northwestern's sideline, away from Northwestern. They weren't talking to Northwestern. They were talking to somebody that was just on that sideline in some, some cargo pants, a T-shirt, a fall weather jacket, a baseball cap. And you could tell the referees were really paying attention to what the hell he was saying. Like they were focused. There was no joking around, no laughing. Come to find out today, that was one of the law enforcement guys undercover on the sideline. And he was basically telling them, look, we're going to have to escort you guys out of here when this is done. Because you got about 87,000 people in here that were just chanting, refs, you suck. And you even had somebody like me who's very tame in public, and I tried to not be that guy. I'm standing up on my bleacher, flipping double birds, dude, at the referees. I mean, I was that heated. I'm not even a violent guy. Never even been in a fight in my life. Most aggression I've been able to take out is on a football field, and that's when I really needed it. So, yeah, I come to find out he was talking to a head law enforcement guy, and they're like, we're going to escort you gentlemen out of here once it hits 0. I think it's warranted. I think you need it. So, yeah. All right. To hell with that. Here we go. And one from Facebook. Last time we went to back-to-back bowls was 2015 and 16. Matt Rule rocks. I love that. Kip Gross or Gross. I apologize if I screwed that up over on Facebook. And then this right here was just cool to me from Hale Varsity. Bill Murray was there. I mean, being a Northwestern alum, I'm a Bill Murray fan. I thought that was cool. They got the picture of him on the sideline shooting the Wiener Slinger. You got to love the Wiener Slinger. God, that was great. If I'd have seen Bill, I'd have been like, oh, shit, man, I got to meet you, dude. Like, you're one of my favorite actors of all time, man, and you're still sharp as a tack. I love it. So there we go. That was Husker social media. Real quick, last thing is Field Generals of the Week. No-brainer for offense. Emmett Johnson's taking that one again. I mean, 27 carries, 124 yards. He was the workhorse, and nobody was stopping him. Defense, though, first time on the ballot, Donovan Jones. getting that interception that really seemed to turn that game around even after the kickoff return for the touchdown. Not allowed us to go down and score, go up 21-6. Without that interception, who knows? Northwestern drives down, puts in a score. We're tied at 14 instead of 21. This could have been a totally different outcome. So, Field Generals of the Week right there. Black shirt, Donovan Jones over on defense, and, of course, over on offense, Emmett Johnson. And I think Emmett, that might be his third or fourth time taking that for us today, or this year. So, yeah, maybe Kenny will start next year. We'll do something cool for the end of the year. Let's make like a trophy for an offensive and defensive side. Whoever got the most, votes, whoever was that guy the most times throughout the season, or we'll leave a vote up to the listeners. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be cool.
Send it out to them. Whoever gets it at the end of the season, we'll send them out their trophy. I don't know if I find their address, whatever the hell. I don't want to be that creeper, dude. I don't want to be that guy.
We can get it.
I
got the plug.
Oh, yeah. You can get a hold of folks for me. I know that, Kenny. That's awesome. You got that inside. And see, now meeting guys like Phelan, if I'll never call you for that favor, Phelan. But it's nice to know I've got that in the back pocket if ever need be.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and shut her down, everybody. This has been a blast. We got to talk about another win. It was fun. It was a screwy ass game. We had to fight a lot of turmoil in that one to get out with the win. But we got USC this next Saturday in Lincoln. The blackout game. Fans, please wear black. Please pull this off. You have no idea how cool and sick Memorial Stadium will look at night with a sea of black. The Black Sea in Memorial Stadium. Come on for one game.
Get it done.
You homers, you traditionalists, pull your heads out your ass for one game, please, and just wear black to the game. Go buy a black T-shirt if you don't have anything black shirts or black Husker. Just go buy a black T-shirt and wear it. I don't care. Yeah. Just make it look awesome. That's all I want. So
get fresh.
Please. That's all I want to see. All right, everybody. So we're going to shut her down now. At this point, you know where to find the show. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe. Anywhere for audio only, your Apple Podcast, Spotify, blah, 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 blah. There's a ton of them. You'll find us there. Just search Husker Army Podcast. And, of course, the merch over at shop.hurrdatsports.com. Get yourself in listening to the Husker Army Podcast. We appreciate it. Helps us out. Keeps us going. So, for myself, Brian Knutzen, former Husker wide receiver, Kenny Cheatham, multi-time national champion as well. Don't ever let me forget that, Kenny. Don't ever let me forget that.
Please. I ain't worried about that crap.
I am. I worry about it. So, and then, of course, our guest today, everybody, former Husker black shirt, Phelan Sanford. Phelan, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out your Sunday to join us, man. This was a blast.
Absolutely. This was fun. Right before I check off, want to give a shout out to Rocco for his toughness in the game for sure. And then prayers up for Teddy Prohaska. Looks like he went down with another knee injury. He's been battling that his whole career. Feel awful for the dude. And yeah, just pray it's not as bad as it might be.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right about Rocco. Rocco, coming back right after that hand surgery, the very next day after last week's game. So, yeah, to be on the practice field come that Monday, it was ridiculous. And you saw the club that was wrapped up on that hand even. And to be an offensive lineman to go in there and have to block with a club, dude? No. At least you're not going to get called for holding, most likely. That's for sure. So, yeah, and Teddy, dude, you're right, Phelan. That guy's done nothing but battle injuries during his time here. I hope that wasn't the last we get to see of him, but, man, it's another knee injury. At his size, I don't know how many more. At his size, I don't know how many more you can take. But, if his playing career does come to an end, that is not going to be the end of him in football. That we can say for sure. He's got a future in football, even if it's not playing. All right, guys. So, we told you everything. You know where to find us. You know where to find everybody else. It's pretty simple. Just type in Husker Army Podcast if you want to Google it. Pops right up. One of the first things. So, last thing to do, Husker Nation, Husker Army. At A's, we're all dismissed.
Peace out.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.